Hello, welcome to Core TV News on the Hour. I am Gift Ogete. If words coming out of the presidency are anything to go by, President Goodluck Jonathan will today visit Borno State, one of the centers of violence being orchestrated by the Boko Haram sect. This is coming 30 days after the Chibok schoolgirls were abducted from the government secondary school. The president will use the opportunity of the trip to the state currently under emergency rule to visit Chibok, where over 200 schoolgirls were kidnapped on April 14th. The visit is coming more than a month after the kidnap that has attracted global attention. Core TV News learned that members of the president's advance team had left Abuja for the troubled state. The president will use the opportunity of the visit to see for himself the carnage done by the sect members at the school and hear from eyewitnesses. In a related issue, Jonathan will travel to Paris, France on Friday today to participate in a summit convened by President François Hollande to discuss fresh strategies for dealing with the security threats posed by Boko Haram and other terrorist groups in West and Central Africa. According to a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Reuben Abati, the president will be joined at the summit by heads of state and government of Benin Republic, Cameroon, Niger and Chad. The statement reads, "It is also expected that Britain, the United States of America and the European Union will be represented at the talks, which will give special attention to the coordination and intensification of efforts to curtail the destabilizing activities of Boko Haram in Nigeria and neighboring countries in the wake of the recent abduction of schoolgirls." President Jonathan will be accompanied by the Minister of Defense, Aliyu Gusau, the National Security Advisor, Sambo Dasuki, as well as other principal aides and advisors. He will return to Abuja at the conclusion of the summit on Saturday. The House of Representatives has approved the request by President Goodluck Jonathan to extend emergency rule in Borno, Yobe and Adamawa states by another 6 months. The decision came through a majority vote shortly after a closed-door meeting between the lawmakers and service chiefs. Jonathan had forwarded the request for the extension of the emergency rule to the National Assembly on Tuesday. The Speaker, Aminu Tambuwal, explained that the meeting focused on the current security situation in the state and the progress made so far to secure the release of the abducted schoolgirls. The Chairman House Committee on Media and Public Affairs, Zakari Mohammed, later confirmed at the news conference that the service chiefs were able to convince lawmakers to extend the emergency period. The House of Reps' approval of President Jonathan's request to extend emergency rule in 3 northeast states of Adamawa, Borno and Yobe has come under heavy fire as the Pan-Northern socio-political organization Arewa Consultative Forum kicks against the move. In a statement issued in Kaduna by the group's Secretary General, Paul Oba, the organization says it was absolutely unnecessary to extend the emergency rule in the 3 northeastern states. It noted that rather than extending the emergency rule in the 3 states, the federal government should bring the entire country under emergency rule because of the state of insecurity in the land. According to the group, the year-long emergency rule in the 3 northeast states have not solved insurgency. Rather, the states have witnessed more terror attacks than when the democratic system was left to run fully. The statement also lashed out at President Goodluck Jonathan and his wife, Dame Patience, for their poor handling of the abduction of schoolgirls from secondary school Chibok in Borno State, insisting that the mock trial of government officials and school authorities conducted by the First Lady is an embarrassment to the nation. The group admonishes the president to show more commitment to the fight against terrorism and motivate security agencies to stop insurgency in the country. The All Progressives Congress has urged the federal government to immediately stop the discordant tunes emanating from the highest echelons of government and speak with one voice on issues concerning the ongoing efforts to find and rescue the schoolgirls abducted by Boko Haram. In a statement issued in Abuja by its interim National Publicity Secretary, Lai Mohammed, the party says the conflicting statements credited to top government officials over the conditions given by Boko Haram for the release of the girls were totally unwarranted. This, the party added, could send the wrong signal to the insurgents and hinder the efforts to ensure the safe return of the girls. The opposition party wants the federal government to designate a spokesman to be responsible for daily relaying to the public any relevant information concerning the search for the missing girls. Authorities of the Nigerian Army has reacted to the mutiny of some soldiers of the Division 7 of the Nigerian Army by instituting a high-powered delegation to investigate the occurrence at the headquarters of the division at Maimalari, Maiduguri. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Kenneth Mimina, approved the immediate removal of the General Officer commanding the 7th Infantry Division, Major General Abubakar Mohammed. The Army authorities have appointed Brigadier General Ibrahim as a replacement for Abubakar, who was removed because of the deep resentment against him amongst the incensed soldiers and some of their colleagues. The Director of Defense Information, Major General Chris Olukolade, confirmed the removal of Mohammed and his replacement with Brigadier General Ibrahim. The paramount traditional ruler of Lagos, Oba Rilwan Akiolu, has urged all well-meaning citizens of Lagos to support the candidacy of former Accountant General of the state, Akinwumi Ambode, to succeed incumbent Governor Babatunde Fashola as governor of the state. He gave these admonition at the book lunch for Ambode held at the Civic Center, Lagos. Jumoke Olatunji, who was there at the venue of the book lunch, and brought back this report.
The choice of who becomes the governor of Lagos, the nation's commercial nerve center, is always a subject of interest to frontline politicians, traditional rulers, and the business community in the country. The tenure of the incumbent Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola will end in less than 10 months from now, and the struggle for who occupies the Lagos House next is gathering momentum. However, the media is awash with various names as those that will succeed Fashola. All of the speculations appear to have come to an end when the paramount ruler of Lagos, Oba Rilwan Akiolu, who is considered a strong power broker in the state, declared that the choice of Ambode as the next governor of Lagos is non-negotiable. The occasion was the launching of a book titled The Art of Selfless Service, written by Marina Oshoba in honor of Akinwumi Ambode, who was the former Accountant General in Lagos. The national leader of the All Progressives Congress and former governor of Lagos State, Bola Tinubu, was represented by Fola Otowari at the lunch. A poured out encomium on Ambode as a visionary and dedicated leader who is committed to selfless service to humanity.
As that young, ambitious, and highly determined Nigerian who defied his humble beginnings at Ekpe to become a public finance management expert.
Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola describes Ambode's tenure under his administration as one of the most rewarding. He was represented by Oluranti Adebule.
It's easy for me to conclude that Ms. Ambode is just not a successful administrator and a financial management expert, but an overall influential personality and a motivator.
The royal father prayed for the country, expressed optimism that the foreign intervention will yield a positive result.
Requested all mosques, churches, the native believers to pray. Efficacy of prayers is not in doubt. With prayer, all will be well, and those children will return hale and hearty to their parents. Cooperate with our people and assist us for what we want, and God will reward us and give us exactly what we want.
He's a man of many parts. Accomplished civil servant, a thoroughbred professional, a humble man, a loyal personality, a man who has cut a niche for himself in the sphere of life.
He takes people along. He doesn't want to succeed by himself. He wants everybody to succeed. He wants everybody to be excellent.
The occasion of the book launch has shed light on the most interesting political topic: who becomes the next governor of Lagos? Today's declaration and endorsement of Akinwumi Ambode has set the pace for the race to Alausa in 2015. Olajumoke Olatunji, KOTV News, Lagos.
You're watching Core TV News on the hour. We'll take a break now. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emotan of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on Core TV News. Welcome back. It's Core TV News on the hour. For more information on our news and other programs, visit us on our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/Core TV News. You can also follow us on Twitter at Core TV News NG. Also on YouTube, www.youtube.com/Core TV Space News. To other stories now. Brazil is now facing an acid test of its security preparations for the World Cup as demonstrators, aghast at the cost of the event, initiated protests and strikes in several major cities. Ongoing work stoppage by police and teachers and the threat of a nationwide strike by federal police also raised fears of chaos with just 4 weeks to go before the Cup kicks off. In business hub Sao Paulo, also about 5,000 members of the homeless workers movement set fire to car tires and marched to the Corinthians Arena, which will host the opening match between Brazil and Croatia on June 12. Although most demonstrations were peaceful, police used tear gas against a group of masked demonstrators in Sao Paulo as tensions rose there. U.S. President Barack Obama hailed the love and sacrifice he said was the true spirit of September 11 as he inaugurated a swearing Ground Zero museum about Al-Qaeda attacks which killed nearly 3,000 people. Obama says the museum, situated in the footprints of a former World Trade Center Twin Towers, would ensure that the horror and heroism of September 11/21 would never be forgotten by future generations. The museum has 10,000 artifacts and provides an emotionally brazen experience likely to revive terrible memories of the attack.
To all those who responded with such courage, on behalf of Michelle and myself and the American people, it is an honor for us to join in your memories, to recall and to reflect, but above all, to reaffirm the true spirit of 9/11. Love, compassion, sacrifice, and to enshrine it forever in the heart of our nation. It to be a profound and moving experience. I want to express our deep gratitude to everybody who was involved in this great undertaking, for bringing us to this day, for giving us this sacred place of healing and of hope. Nothing can change who we are as Americans.
I was one of the last of the 25 people to come out of the South Tower. My number is 18. I had taken my shoes off on the 60th floor, and I walked in my stockings the rest of the way. After that, I still walked in my stocking feet 50 more blocks to get to a friend's office, barely in one piece.
That's Core TV News for this hour. Join us again at midday for more updates. I am Gift Ogete. Good morning.